Hello, hello, my beautiful crafty friends. It's Laurette, the vintage paper girl. Welcome to my studio. I'm super excited you're here with me today for another weekend retreat at home, day 4. Hopefully you started at least on 1 and 2 maybe. Hopefully maybe even you got to day 3. But here we are with day 4. And I have a bunch of fun projects today. And we're going to be dealing with doilies. So, or you could do circles or whatever you want, but we're going to do doilies. Before we get going on these lovely little projects, which I'm going to move over to the side, I want to share a couple things with you, okay? The first is a beautiful stuffed bag for Christmas. And this darling stuffed bag, which I absolutely adore, is from a jewel design. My daughter Jolene made this. It is in the shop. It's in our shop, which I'll give you the link. I don't want to show you every little thing, but I'm going to say it's pretty well stuffed with all kinds of beautiful bits and pieces. This is from one of her kits that she made it. So these are all her pieces plus some, ooh, there's some things I haven't seen before. Oh, were you seeing that? Gosh, did I just mess up really bad? And then it looks like, oh, she's got something on the back. She's got some things back here. Ooh, fun surprises. So if you've been wanting to get a hold of one of those Christmas stuffed bags, this is the bag for you. Oh my gosh, I love this, Jolene. If I didn't already have these kits and I couldn't make it myself, I would steal it from you. But you know what? You never know, right? So if you're into wanting a gorgeous stuffed, and I mean, it is stuffed with goodies. And we've got the pom-poms and we've got little danglies here. And we've got a pocket on the back with a little booklet in it. And we've got all kinds of, ooh, we've got documents. We've got music paper. What else have we got? Ooh, look at that. Gorgeous. So go grab this. It's in our shop. And our shop, Jolene's my daughter. She's also a jewel design. Our shop together is Design, Journal, and Supply. Can you read that? Okay. And you can also get a direct link. Go to our drop-down box below the video. There's a little V or the word more. Go into there and you'll see the link for this shop as well as the jewel design. Because if you want to make your own after this one's sold, you know, go get the digital. But yeah, no, this is great. She's got it. She'll have it packaged beautifully. I'm sure she has a lovely thank you for you. So here it is. I wanted to share it with you. It is a beauty. Oh my gosh. I saw it on Instagram and some other places and I said, I want to see that in person. And can I show it? And she said, well, of course you can show it. So then I want to remind you, this is that tall accordion pocket that I made with all the beautiful tall tags and everything. I've got a number of videos on it. It is also going to be in the shop for sale. Or if you want to grab it before it goes to the shop and get a bit of a discount, or if you want a custom listing, meaning you don't want it to go in the shop, you don't want to fight anybody for it, you can contact Jolene. Now, in our shop, in all shops, it says contact seller. Tag that. It'll take you right to the message board for her, and you can say, hey, I want Laurette's red and green tall Christmas pocket, or I want your bag, or just, you know, her bag's already listed, though, so you can just go straight to listing. I don't have a listing for this yet, but I will put one up. But if you want a discount and you want to do it through PayPal, which you know you don't have to be a member to use PayPal, easy peasy. It's very easy to use. I do it all the time myself. You could say, hey, I want Laurette's red and green. You know, what can I get it? Or can you do a listing on Etsy for me? Can you do a listing on Etsy? If you don't want to do it through PayPal, I will do a listing for you on Etsy. And you can get it. So there's a lot of ways to get it. Just let her know you want it and the way you'd like to do it, either on Etsy or on PayPal. Eventually there will be a listing for it. I just am having a trouble getting over there and getting stuff listed. So this is also in our shop. Let me move that. So I'm trying to show you. Sorry, I am throwing things on the floor. I've got so much stuff that's got to be filed away. Yikes. I haven't worked anymore on my red and green Christmas ball, but I will. But I did. I mentioned this in my last video. This is another one. If you would like it, contact Jolene. It hasn't gone into the shop yet. You can ask for a special listing on Etsy, or you can do the PayPal, okay, and you get a bit of a discount. And this is my Nutcracker Ballet Tall Folio. It is, so you can see, full 6 inches. It is 10 inches tall, so she is a beauty. She opens up like this, and now this is dimensional. You can see it's all stacked up, right? It's got layer upon layer upon layer upon layer upon layer, okay? And then we've got all this, it's got not Wink Estelle. I don't use Wink Estelle anymore. Pens never work worth a darn. I use the stickles all over it. It's got gorgeous gold lace on all of the edges. It has a lace belly band. And in that lace belly band are some beautiful, that's like a bookmark you could use, or just as a journal card, journal tag. You can see there, again, all of these are, every single piece, I believe, I don't know if you're catching it, have some beautiful stickles all over them. And, you know, bits. There's a snowflake, a little bling, a tab that's very sparkly. I don't know if you can see the sparkle paper I used. We got a tall tag. We've got little bits underneath. Look at this one. This is fun. I did one of the sparkly net over it. And then I added a lot of stickles, and we've got some vintage rickrack, and I've got a pretty gold tab, and you've got big writing space. So you've got all these beautiful cards here. I see something that needs a bit of a trim. I love to show, because that's when you say, oh, this isn't glued, or maybe that got missed, or whoops, that should have been in there, or, you know, whatever. So these are in the first belly band. This one, you can see I made this beautiful dimensional circle, and then I have this gorgeous envelope, again, that's got all kinds of, this is bling to the nth degree, okay? And when you take that off and you open it up, and this has the trim, that's my mom's, that comes from the 60s. There is a little bit of a document goodie here to write on. So you close that. I won't show every little thing because I like to leave it for the person who's getting it. You open it again. Okay, are we going to get this all in? Yeah, we got it all in. Oh, there. I knew that was supposed to go over there. I forgot to put it in. So we have another kind of a bookmark. It's all, you know, blinged out. And then we've got this lovely hang pocket that could be used. It's got some beautiful bits and pieces in it in here. And then it's got another tag that's got a tag in it. That's got a tag and a tag. Does this one open? Yes, it does. Oh yeah, it opens like this. You can write on that, or you could write on that, and that goes in there. Get it. I don't have enough hands here. Okay. Oh, and even the back has stickles. This whole thing's stickled up. It's got lace. It's got bling. It's got gorgeous little snowflakes all over it. Now, this actually has 2 pockets, so I could stick this one in the back pocket. There we go. And then that one goes in there, and that goes in that pocket. And then this one is, isn't she pretty? Let's see, does this one open? Oh yeah, this is an envelope with a card. That's about the only thing that isn't full of, you know, stuff. And then we have a shaker. Yep, so we got a pretty little shakety shake, and it's all beautiful. Lots of little bling bits all over it. Gold ribbon, pearls, everything, bows. And then we have another one of these fun ones that I loved making these. So that's there. Then we have a bag with a tag and a card. So you got writing space here. And then I have this cute little, you can add that to something or not. Hear it? Isn't it cute? Oh, I love this dangle. One of my favorite things I ever made. I don't think I ever kept any of these. I probably should take a picture of it before I sell it because I might want to make these again. These were super fun. Got a cute little paper clip. Then we've got an envelope, another envelope that's blinged out with a beautiful card and a lovely tab. You can write on the back of both. And it goes in there. And it's got this beautiful vintage trim. And then we have a beautiful little card you can open up and write in or give to somebody. It says, in a fantasy world, everything is possible. Wonderful Christmas time. So there's a lot of sayings, you know, all through these bits and pieces. This is beautiful moments, you know, for you, Victorian. Let's see. I don't think that one had any words. I don't think so. No, sweet, maybe. And you close it up and there you go. Like there were words on this one. Magic night, winter time. The Nutcracker's a timeless tale of bravery and love. In the realm of Nutcracker, dreams become reality. So, yeah, if you're a Nutcracker ballet or you just love this Christmas kit and it is stunning, let Jolene know you want it and how you want it. Private listing, regular listing, or PayPal for a bit of a discount. Up to you. And there you have it. Isn't that gorgeous? I love it. If it doesn't sell, okay. Because, you know, I'm a Nutcracker. I bought every bit of this kit, every single thing they made for the kit. I bought it, bought extras, you know, because I knew at another point in time I would want to, and then it's got this gorgeous silk tie, gold tie, which I'm having trouble getting around here. It's an old gold. It's called old gold. And isn't it stunning? Oh, beautiful. So those are all in the shop are going to be, but you can get your little mitts on any of these if you want them. Just let Jolene know what you want. And I know that hers is already listed, so you don't have to go looking for that one. But the other two, you can ask for a reserve on it. You can ask to purchase it. However you want to purchase it, whatever works for you. If you prefer PayPal because it's quick and easy for both of us, or we can do a private Etsy listing, meaning what happens when we do a private Etsy listing is that we drop it into Etsy without all the pictures and the description. We just put your name for Susie, okay? And then you tap on that. It'll take you to the price and everything, but you will have talked to Jolene about that beforehand. And then, you know, it's paid for that way via Etsy. Okay, so or she will if you want to do it through PayPal, she sends you an invoice to your email and you just pay it through that. Very, very easy. All right. So today is our Sunday, which is our 4th day of our home retreat. I've chosen to keep going for now. We're getting on Christmas and everybody's getting busy. Weekends are busy. Everybody's busy. So, but for those of you who don't do Christmas, don't celebrate, don't decorate, or just only celebrate the day itself, you really don't care. You want something to do. So that's what this is for. So we're going to do this week. Next week, I'm trying to decide whether we're going to do our final big project or maybe just do a weekend something. I'm just not really sure. Our final project is going to be a winter project, but you could do any paper you want. Doesn't have to be Christmas, doesn't have to be winter. It could be Christmas, it could be Nutcracker, be whatever you want. But that's the big envelope one I showed you. I don't know if I still have it where I could show you. Sorry, someone is texting me and I am in the middle of a video, so I cannot pick that up. So they're just going to have to get over it. I have to make sure it's not an emergency. Oh, it's just hubby's bringing me home some lunch. Yay. I love it when I film on a Friday for the weekend because he brings me home a yummy lunch. And today I'm getting a chicken teriyaki bowl and egg roll. So this is the big project with the white folder and all the envelopes. Okay, that is going to be our big project. Now, I haven't decided if I'm doing it the weekend before Thanksgiving or in the first weekend of December. I am undecided when that's going to be. I may try to do something smaller or, you know. Now, people said that, well, why don't you wait, because Christmas is, everybody's busy, you know, and they don't have time to do it on the weekend. So what I wanted to let you know is I will continue this through the new year. In other words, in the new year, I will do some retreat weekends, assuming if my health holds and I don't have any major problems. I should be able to continue on with the weekend retreats in the new year. I don't know if it'll start in January when things are slow and there's not a lot to do, or if I'll wait. I'm just not sure, but I will do them again. This is not the only time that you will see a weekend retreat. Okay. So we've done 4. That's a good amount for you to keep busy with. And, then after that, it's just, can I find projects? What do I want to do? Do I want to keep doing them? We'll see. Okay. So you'll have 4. There is a final weekend somewhere of this retreat series, which would be a total of 6. Then if I tentatively, I'm going to be starting them again in January. So that's the goal. Okay. So I'm not sure if it'll be the first weekend or the second weekend or when in January. We'll see how I do with that. I will be crafting in between and sharing with you projects that I finish. I have so many. So I still have a lot to show you. I am still working on Christmas ball. I've showed you this already in my last video. I haven't done anything since because I've been working on getting our retreat videos made. I was having such fun with that. I forgot to make my videos. Oops. So sorry, guys. All right. So today's projects, let's get busy, are going to be with doilies. I have 3 fun little doily projects to share with you. Plus, I have a scrap buster for you. We're going to make scrap buster pockets. I'll show you how those are going to be done. And so let's start with the easiest of these. And that is this darling pocket doily. What this is for is to go inside of a journal pocket. Now, again, I forgot. I'm naughty. 1 minute. I forgot to grab a journal, right? To show you what that would look like. 1 second. This is just one of my regular journal that I use for showing you guys. This is my demo journal. All right. So we have sun today. Yay! When I filmed the Saturday one, it was pouring rain, dark. I had the worst time making that video and I ran out of time, so I quit. What I need is a pocket. I don't know if this has pockets in it. Did I even bother? Well, okay. You could put it into a tuck like that, or a regular pocket. Now you're saying, well, that's a doily. Won't that break? Well, yes, it could. I'll show you why in a minute, how we're going to protect that. And there, see, it fits right in that pocket. So that's what that's going to be. You could glue it onto a page too if you don't want to use it as a little bit to play with. So, oh, you guys, I do know. I think I'm going to wait. Okay. Excuse squirrel. Squirrel. I apologize, but here's a big fat squirrel. Big squirrel. I forgot. I have another Christmas project which I would want to do next week and do the big project the first week of December. So we're going to save the big project for another 2 weeks later. I have this wonderful paper bag ephemera, or it can be gifts, one I want to do with you guys next weekend for a weekend retreat. This would be our whole weekend retreat. And what it would be is we'd put the bag together. So you can get these paper bags in these prints in our shop. So go to the shop. These are there. We're going to be making that little project. And that's really quick. But what happens is it's full of stuff. So I thought we'd make some of the things that are in the bag. And this is what it looks like empty. I'll show you. See, there's nothing in here. I don't have it tied together or anything yet. So it's halfway there. So, you know, I wanted us to work on this in the next weekend's retreat. This kit is, I'm going to say this is Ruby and Pearl. This one here is made with napkins. So let me know if you want me to do it, you know, show you how to do the napkins on the bags, or, you know, what you want. But this is going to be next weekend's retreat. So get the bags. You're going to need the bags for next weekend. And we'll save the big winter project for December. Okay. For those of you who, you know, are done with making your Christmas stuff, but you're still creating or you want to create. I knew I forgot something. I kept thinking there's something nagging at me. I apologize for the squirrel. Sorry. So start over. Anyway, I showed you how these go on the journal. You know, I don't know why I put that journal away because I gotta show you everything else too. Okay, sorry, I'm a little discombobulated. Had a pretty rough day yesterday, so I was tired. All right, so this is the one we're gonna make right now. And what I did was I got some cardboard or, you know, book board, whatever you call it, just some heavier board. And I cut out circles from 1.5 to 2.5 to put on the backs to give it some body. And you could write a little something. Maybe you want to remember a special birth date or someone's name or whatever and put that in the pocket. So I did glue it already on this particular little, I was worried I would do that with those stupid paper clips. But anyway, I put these on the back of the doilies to give it some body. And I put them in a circle. So I just use my punch, my regular paper punch. All right, so what we're going to do is for this one to decorate it, I'm going to this is such a super simple project, but I wanted to give you ideas for things you could do. Some of these doilies, I swear, the way they make them, this is not a vintage doily. So I think we have these in the shop too. We've got every color of the rainbow in the shop right now. We've got gold, we've got silver, we've got red, we have rainbow, you name it, we've got it. I don't know if I want to use that. Sometimes it shows through, and I don't want it to show through. I forgot to refill this yesterday. I'm kicking myself now. Darn it, I meant to. I meant to refill this. Shoot. I'm going to put that right in the middle. I tried to prep this one a little bit. I'm going to use this one. I probably, excuse my nails, they are a horrid mess in my hands because I have been crafting nonstop for 2 weeks and I have not had even a second to do my nails. Because I do have to rest, so I can't just go. I mean, I work about 5 to 6 hours at a time, and then I have to rest. So I can't do that much crafting and then do everything else. So not physically possible for me. So I'm going to put this little girl in here, and I want to use, you'll notice I'm using little tickets. This is the format: ticket, an image, and a flower of some kind, or you know, something like it. Now, do I want to ink this? Maybe I do. I want to make sure this is totally inked. Oh, I grabbed my vintage, what did I grab? My Victorian Velvet. Oops, I meant to grab the other one, but that's okay. You can do both. I'm just lightly, I want this one. Okay, so how is everyone? Are you all good? Sorry, I got quiet for a minute there. I'm concentrating on what I'm doing because I'm trying not to ink my whole entire hand, but I probably am. All right, I just want to add a little color. I don't want it so bright white because I do basically work with Victorian or vintage looking images. And so like this darling cute little couple that I want to glue on here. And I'm going to use my art glitter glue. There we go. And you know what? I'm going to barely lay it on there because I want to use this coupon too. I got these red and green coupons at Magical Mixery, which is a shop I love. And instead of a floral today, I'm going to put that little candy jar up there. So I'm going to do that. And I'll have to press it all down or whatever doesn't stick. And go like that. Okay, so there we have it. Did it dry before I got it on there? Maybe not. And I'm going to add a little bit of glue to make sure it all sticks together. And if you want, you can add some bling, or you could just leave it cute like that. Very cute. I added my little vintage stars. I might add those here. I know you guys don't have those, but I told you there's a number of things you can do. You can, I mean, I don't think I have any pre-cut, but I do have a kit. I do have a die cut kit that has not only mini little hearts, but it also does stars. And I thought I cut some, but maybe I didn't. But you could do that. If you have the die cut set that has like every size star. Let me see if I'm lying. I don't think I am, but I think it's something you could do or get a hold of. But aren't these just, you can put those onto a pocket, you could glue them onto the page, you can tuck them in, but aren't they adorable? And you do it on the doily without, yeah, I've got this one. It's not as small, but I know there's a set we can get one that's a little bit tinier. These are my, this is my little die cut folder that I got. These are not the ones that are into the binder exactly. I bought these at a different time. So I put my basics in there, and these are kind of my fancier. I don't have tons and tons of die cuts, but I have some. I just got another one of these. I got this off of Amazon to put my newest die cuts in, because I have, this one is stuffed to the max. But look at a cool way to have your die cuts, right? I've got a bunch of embossed folders, but they're in a stackable kind of storage thingy that I really like. So that's a... Now, the second project we're going to do is we're going to make doily pockets. Are these cute or what? Now, you can make them whatever size you want. This is a binky one. I call it binky, meaning tiny. And here is the bigger version. Okay, so I used bigger doily, and I realized this doesn't fit on a journal page. I don't think these are pretty big. Let me look and see. I don't think it fits on a journal page. Let me look. Oh, it does, barely. I mean, it would, yeah, you would have to put it on after, but look at what a cute pocket. And then you have, when you glue it down, these two cute little cuties that you can put in there and write on, right? So that's that one, and I'm going to show you how to make one. And this is a baby one. Look at that little guy. Put that down there, glue it on, and then you can use some of your smaller bits and pieces. And aren't these adorable? Again, I did not use the circle on the back of these. This one I did, but this one I didn't, because these are two different types of pockets, and I'm going to show you how to make each one. This one I did because you can put it down. If it's the right size, you can put it into a pocket again like the other. This one you glue down. So this one you don't put anything on it, because when you glue it down, you're just going to glue it around the far edges and you have it that way. Or you can have the pocket out here. Okay, so let's make some of those. All right. Now, let's see, which one do we want to make first? Maybe we'll make this one. It's the easiest. All I did was take and glue 2 or 3. See, these paper clips get caught on everything. I don't like to use these. Oof, I thought I was being careful, but not careful enough. All right, so what you're going to do is glue 2 or 3 doilies together. Then you're going to get a single doily. You're going to fold it in half. Try to match it up as best you can. And then you're going to find where it kind of meets the same scallop, right? And we're going to want to glue that on to create our pocket. Now, I've already glued a piece of cardboard on the back. Okay. Well, it just, this board that I like to use comes off of my, out of my, what's it called? Let me think. What's the name of that? Oh, gosh. I was looking to see if I had another piece out to show you. Oh, can't find it. Okay, I don't know where I put it. It comes from my presentation paper board. All the presentation paper has this behind the papers, and so I use it all the time for cards. See, I cut out a bunch of circles, but it's like this, so I never throw this away. It comes with a presentation paper, and you pay so much for that, and you don't get very many sheets, so you know, you don't want to waste anything. So I even keep the cardboard, I keep the plastic baggies, I keep everything. And we cut up the base to wrap stuff in the shop. So once you have this, you're just going, hopefully I'm explaining everything okay, guys. Please forgive me if I'm not. I am a little discombobulated. Bear with me. I have my good days and my bad days. And today, I don't know. I thought I was having a great day, but when I finally get down to the nitty gritty of making a video, I just seem to be, I don't know, having an issue, I guess. Words. I'm struggling with my words today. Forgive me. I'll get it. I have to get into the groove too, right? By the time we're done with the 2 hours, I'm flying along. So then we want to put some kind of an image on here, in here. I'm trying to decide between this little image or this little image. She's very cute, but she's kind of small. I like that. Now these, someone's going to ask me, because you always do. Let me see if I have the envelopes here. Nope, not right there. One sec. I was looking to see if I put all this stuff down next to me like I always do, right? Yeah, here's my tray. I have extra stuff. Okay. Yeah, so this is something I got at Magical Mixery. I don't know if she has any this year. She might be sold out already. A lot of stores already, a lot of shops are sold out already. This is a vintage Christmas ephemera selection, designed and created by Happiness in Crafting, and it's very vintage. I love it. I don't have it all cut out, but I've got a lot of it cut out, as you could see. And that's what I'm using here. Is she has teeny tiny bits and pieces all the way up to good size pieces. Those are the teeny tinies. And I'm not on our design team or anything, but, you know, we've got some gorgeous bits. Oh, look at the size of the tags. Aren't they gorgeous? Yeah. So anyway, I've been buying her kits since day one, and I almost have all of them. There's a few I don't have. I probably got 90% of her kits, but I love her. So I'm going to move that off my desk, though, because I kind of cut everything. The only thing I haven't done is maybe like added something like the, I used on, is it this one? No, this one. I used some pretty snow mesh, and we carry that in the shop. So I see some red snow mesh that I might want to try. Or kind of a burgundy color. That's the really dark one. That's the not so dark one. I like a red, lighter red. I think I have some. I don't know if I have any in here. I may need to go grab a roll of it and cut some. I'm looking. Did I buy? Oh, yeah, I cut some the other day. I swear I cut some. Okay, I don't need a really wide one, but what I'd like to do is put that behind it. That's the great thing about the snow. It's great to put behind something to add a little color when you're not sure what you want to add, right? Or if I don't want to do that, I could use... I moved everything around on my desk again. I should not do that. I get myself confused when I do that. Okay. I took some of the doilies out of this packet. It was so full, really full. I might want to use a little gold behind it, and I've got a bunch of gold pieces, so I'm wondering if I could, I don't like that one. Let me see what else I got in here. Oh, this one. I was thinking something like that behind it. No, that doesn't look good. Maybe if it went that way. No, I don't like that either. Okay, so that's not the answer. We have red. We could just do a half a red one and put that on there. Can I do it the other way? That's not bad. That's sort of something I like, but I'm not sure if I do like it. I might like it. I had dumped all these bits out on my desk looking for something. Thought I had more gold. I guess I just have these 2 bits left because I use them for everything. You know, I cut them up all the time. I kind of like this one. Let me cut something off there that's bugging me. Oh, hubby, I can hear him. He just got back from the store. Yay, hubby. Yeah, I don't. I saw a piece there that was driving me crazy. I could put it in the opposite way and go like that. Actually, that's quite pretty. I'm thinking maybe that instead of the snow this time. And maybe for a bit of bling, I could use my Laurette's favorite. You know, I love this stuff. Let me see if I can find a bit. I just want a little bit. I don't want like a big old piece. I want that little. Sorry about the sniffles. We had so much rain and the sun is out right now, but it's only going to be out for a little while and then it's going to rain again tomorrow really, really hard, which would be Saturday. And it's going to be a nasty storm. And Jolene and the girls are going to be traveling to a competition, so please pray for them that they get to and from that competition safely. I am very, very worried. It's a long ways away from here, a couple hours drive in a horrible weather on freeways that tend to flood a bit. So let's keep a good thought for them. Of course, by the time you see this, they will have already come back. So never mind. Oh, goodness, that's right. They'll already be back. I forget when this was going to, I completely forgot when this was going to air, right? I'm going to use my, nope, I don't want that. I'm just using what's on my dauber to give it some age because it's too white. It's too new. It's too contemporary for the pieces that we're putting on there because I'm using some vintage pieces, vintage Christmas. It's a lot easier to hold on to when you have done, you've added that spot on the back and you've added a couple layers of your doilies. When you glue a couple of layers of doilies together, boy, you get a much better, got a lot more body. That's the word I was looking for, body. Okay. Now I'm thinking, trying to figure the back from the front because sometimes I can't tell. I'm going to use some Fabri-Tac just so you know what to use. Fabri-Tac, Fabri-Fix, whatever you like, whatever they have in your country. Trying not to show my hands too much. They're so bad. Oh my gosh, forgive me. But I feel like having perfect nails is not as important as the crafting. So, all right. You know, I have this tiny little bits bowl. Someday I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with it. That's too small. I'm throwing that away. But I will do something with all these little bits. You will see. It'll be in one of my videos, I'm sure, pretty soon. Then I'm going to put this on. And this one, I just, like my desk is bugging me today. I don't know. It's weird. I'm having an off day. Do you guys have off days where you just like, you're trying to do things and you're in a great mood, but you just, things don't quite, I don't know. They just don't go, right? Do you have days like that? I mean, your just days are like, ugh, why am I having so many problems with this? Oh, I don't know. I get something called vascular migraines, and sometimes I can't tell when I have one, other than I get like this where I'm off. I can't get things together. I just feel weird, and I don't know what's wrong. And when I went to a neurologist, he said, oh, that's a vascular migraine, and those can get dangerous because they're kind of like having strokes. And I'm like, great. Because you can't tell when you have one. All you know is you're just like, I'm all over the place. Kind of feel like that today. Oh, well. Nobody has a perfect day, right? So this one I use some cute little, do I want to use that? I want to use some stars. I'm thinking, what do I have that I want to use? I've been blanking on my ephemera this year. I mean, I know I have tons and tons of it, and I don't know why I'm having trouble using it this year. Like bows, and I don't know. I'm just like not wanting to use everything like I usually do. It's a weird thing with me right now. these cute little buttons, but I think they're a bit big for this. These are from Two Black Palms Studio. I bought these years ago. I don't even know if they are still in business, but, oh, too big on that. Yeah, but you know what? Maybe on another project. You know what, actually, I might want to use some of these in my other journal. My, maybe in my Christmas ball journal, I might want to use a couple on a page. I've been finding stuff to use in there more and more. That journal's never going to get done, I swear. Well, let's do... I was trying not to use these because I know you guys don't have them, but you can find something else that you like. You can't get these unless you buy them at an estate sale or garage sale. Or someone in your family, maybe you have an aging uncle, grandma, aunt, or somebody who might have these in their desk from way back when. Trying to think, oh, you can use pearl. I mean, you can use gold baubles. You could use all kinds of fun things. I mean, there's a lot of stuff out there. I always use 3 because your eye likes 3. It goes dun, dun, dun. That's what it wants to do. So I might as well, since these are out, someday I'm going to be sad because I'm going to run out of them. I still have another little tiny packet of them, so maybe I won't. Maybe Jolene will have some to use. Yeah, Jolene and I were having a great conversation. We talked till, gosh, almost midnight last night. I told her I'd been kind of down. I said, wow, you know, I was always this giant, you know, stick of dynamite, and now then I went to a firecracker, and now I'm a birthday candle. And I said, it's real hard for me. My legs were always strong. I was a ballerina. I skated. I played tennis. I swam. I did aquatics, water ballet, at the swimming racket club. My girlfriend and I were just, you know, little fish, and we swam and we played tennis, and we, you know, belonged to the water ballet. And my best friend growing up, Kimmy, and which I have got to call and see how she's doing. She has a grandbaby now. Yay, Kimmy. So anyway, we did all those things, and now I'm like, oh, you know, I can't even walk. I have to have a walker that I just ordered a bunch of bits and pieces for, because I want to still be able to get around. I don't like that. It's hard for me to get from room to room, and I have 3 rooms I work in, and so I'm not happy I can't get around. So I was whining a bit, and then I started telling her, oh, you know, I just had these strong legs, and I was going to be a professional ballerina, and I got injured, and, you know, it's part of the reason I have problems now, because they didn't do a good surgery. They messed up. So, anyway, we were talking, and she started talking to me about my life and what I had done, and the things she remembered, the things she was part of, and things that my mom was part of with me, and all those, and the 3 generations of crafter women. And it was quite fun. We went over everything I used to do, and kind of remind me, I used to rock. Man, I was something. Did a lot of stuff. Greg and I were part of a lot of stuff too, because I drug him to everything. He had no choice. People got to know him because of me. Now, what do I want to put in here? Oh, I could just put all 3. Aren't they adorable? Look at that. Is that the cutest pocket ever? And you just put that on a journal page. Let me grab my little journal I threw down here on the floor. I wasn't very nice to my journal. I threw it on the floor. Put those on there. There we go. All right. So it's a red journal, so it's close enough to Christmas looking, right? See, look at that. Glue that on a page. That is the most adorable pocket ever. I'm going to want to make these year round, right? Not just Christmas. So we have this too. We got the great big one. And we got the itty bitty one that you can put down here and still write, or put it on a page. That I usually like to put those kind of pockets on something that's sort of printed. Which I don't have anything in here that's printed that I would, you know. But it doesn't matter. Anyway. So that's the second pocket. That's the first pocket. Here's the second. This one's a little more complicated. There's that piece I was looking for. Is this cute little slit pocket. And I'm going to show you how to make that. Now, this slit pocket, I'm going to get out my little board. It's good if you can get a self-healing mat. If it doesn't heal, it's fine. This one I don't care. I got this at Dollar Tree or someplace wonderful a long time ago. All right. And I'm going to get out a little knife, X-Acto knife. I've glued a couple of layers together. And I'm going to grab a ruler of some kind. And what I'm going to do is, I think I'm going to line this up on this board. And I want to cut it just a slight bit higher. I'll move it over a little bit to give the pocket some depth, right? So, and then I'm going to place the ruler down on it. And I'm going to run the X-Acto knife. Now, don't go into the open part of the ruffle on that. So we're going to stay in the meat of it, and we are going to make a slit and slit all the way down and stop. Hopefully, yes, it did cut through both. Now, I made that a little higher than I did last time because I have a little bit higher piece I want to use. So, see, we got that slit. And what that slit allows us to do... Oh, I didn't even give myself a card to put in there. Well, I'll grab some. Okay. Is to put some kind of a tag or something in there, right? So I have some tiny little tags in here. Let me see. Yeah. Who in the heck is trying to get a hold of me? Because hubby's here. Right there. Cute, cute, cute. See? You can put little things. Okay. And there's always itsy bitsy things everywhere. You can make your own itsy bitsy things by cutting things out of magazines. Or old Christmas cards are great to cut up and make ephemera from, you know. They're really, really fun to use. I need to see who's trying to get me. Oh, my best buddy. Yay! They won the champion volleyball championship. Yay, yay, yay. All right. Awesome. Man, that went an hour longer than she told me. You know who my best bud is, don't you guys? Some of you know. Some of you know. Some of you know who it is. I don't like to mention her too much. You know, she's got her own channel, and I don't like to take away from what she does or says to anyone, so I don't use her name because she's going to want to announce it. So I'm just going to say, yay, girly. Can't believe they won. Oh my gosh, that's awesome. I'll keep those details kind of to myself. And all right, I wanted to respond. All right. Yeah. Some of you know who I'm talking about. She's my crafty sister. Anyway, all right. So sorry, I had to do that. I had to respond. It was really important. Got to respond to your best friend, right? And best friend and crafty sister. Again, I am going to just kind of, I don't know if the ink is going to show in here. And I do need to re-ink this because really, I mean, I expect these daubers to just keep going forever, you know? What's that? Oh, okay. Keep knocking down my glue. That's one of those things I do when I'm a little bit out of it. I start knocking things over. That's the first thing that happens because I'm not necessarily not on the norm. Like my little sister was a major klutz, and so is Jolene, and I'm not. So when I start doing stuff like that, I know something's not quite right in Candyland. So got a call today. My son and his kids are going to Disneyland. His mother-in-law is having a big birthday, so she's taking all of her children and grandchildren to Disneyland on a big trip. Wow, lucky guy. I've been to Disneyland not since my grandson was born 13 years ago. Whoa, boy, We didn't actually go to Disneyland. We went outside Disneyland to the shops and stuff out there. But it was close enough because the Disney characters were roaming around and it was a lot of fun to be there. Now I have this great little bit that I would like to put on here and then put that on there. And I got to figure out where I want to cut it off at. Yep, right there. Let's see if I eyeballed that good enough. Maybe, maybe not. Yeah, my sissy and I, we don't, who's my best buddy, we don't do a lot of texting. So when she texts me, I know it's something important. And when I text her, she knows it's something important. We normally talk in other ways, but so a text from her is like super duper fun and important. Oh, there it is. Okay. I don't think I would need any other gold. That gold's plenty. I only want the one. That's fine. Some people say, oh, you always put everything away right when you use it. Yes, I do, because otherwise it gets overwhelming. Only on a video. Normally, well, I shouldn't say that. Normally when I'm doing my regular crafting, I do try to put some things away, but when I'm in a groove, I will have a pile like this on my desk, literally, like everybody else. And then when I'm done for that day, well, sometimes I'll leave it for a couple days if I'm really rocking and rolling and I've had to quit because I just flat got too tired to work anymore. And I know I'm going to come back and do more, you know, then I will clean it up a little bit. But I always clean up before I start any new project, or if I've got to do a video, or I've got to make a sample or something, then I'll clean up. But I hate to do that when I'm really, really, really on a roll and I don't really want to stop, you know. Now, where did the other one go? Oh, here we go. Did I put anything? Oh, yeah. See, I put something up there. I put the word stocking. What should we put on this one? I'll use one of Jolene's words. I had to organize those words yesterday, too. The whole thing fell off the ring. I have what I call word strip rings. Okay, for those of you who are new. I get a big, giant 2 or 3 inch ring, little of these little binder clips, and then I cut my words in strips. Once the strip gets too small, then the little bits go in a baggie behind it. But otherwise, I just, you know, I have these word strips and I have them for everything. Now, these words are my porch prints. Do I want to write one? No, too contemporary. I think I like these. Let's look and see what I have. And this is how I store my word strips, because otherwise I'd never find them. If I put them in a big old bag, I can't find the words to save my life. Even when I put them in here, you know, it's like, oh, yuck. These are words I don't use as often. Boy, I should do you know what I should do? Oh, that would be really fun. The words I don't use a lot, maybe I should do like a little board out of them and cut them up. Comfort. That's comfort food, right? I know, I was looking for Mary, which I could use that one. There it is. But as soon as I cut into this, Holly comfort piece. Nope, I want the word Mary. See, now I have another little word that's hanging around all by itself. It's all alone. So it's not alone. We put it in there. We don't want it lonely. No lonely lost words, because I lose words that way and then I find them in the vacuum or the garbage. Or the cat's mouth, because she thinks it's fun to run around with it in her mouth. That'd be Misty. Misty has a thing for playing with paper. Tommy has a thing for eating everything. Misty will just play with it, murder it, and then leave it for me to clean up. The only thing is she likes to chew on plastic baggies. I have to really watch her in my shipping room because I got a lot of plastic bags in there, you know, that we put all of our products in to ship. And she likes to chew on the edge of the bags. Oh, that little monkey. She ended up with a ton of plastic in her belly and needs surgery, which is going to be $10,000. Okay. And, oh, that's the wrong top. We do sell these little rubber tops in the shop for 2 sizes. You get them in 2 sizes. You get for the bigger bottles, which we sell also. We sell the little lids and the big lids as a set, I believe. So we do have those in the shop for those of you who are new and don't know that. We sell the clear bottles. That I put my Fabri-Tac in here because it controls it better. Otherwise, it tends to get gloppy and goopy if you keep it in the original bottle. So we put it in a clear bottle. We used to buy the Sugar Bell bottles. Lately, we haven't been able to get them. They went out of production for a while. I don't know why. They may be back in production, but they haven't been made available to us yet. We have bottles by another company that Michael's also that Michael's created for us. So, but we have to go through a manufacturer to get them. I don't know if that made sense. This is my favorite tool. We sell it. It's called Laurette's Favorite or something like that. All-time favorite or... But yeah, we sell these little lids. In fact, I'm due for new lids. I notice they're getting pretty gunky. I replace them quite often. And there we have this darling little pocket that you glue down. And you could put a little tag or whatever you want in it. Like this one, see, I put the double up there. On this one, I just put some netting and I put that on there. So you just don't need a ton of stuff to decorate it. You know, I like mine decorated, and I was going to remind you guys, but I don't know if I should wait and see if everybody's paying attention. My last video, I mentioned that I'm going to be having a drawing for those of you who are paying attention and who remember to comment on every video, like and subscribe. You are entered into a free drawing and you will win something at the end of the retreat. You've had to watch every single video, comment on it. Can't just put a star or a hi. You got to actually say something about the video. And you will be entered into a drawing to win something major for me. Well, not major, but something to do with all of this. Is that not cute or what? Oh my gosh. I love it. Are those cute or what? I think they are darling. I'm really excited about them. So we have the slotted pocket. We have the doily pocket. And then we have just a cute little ephemera piece that are all doilies. Today was doily day. Let me see how long we've been. You guys like the long videos. We're only at an hour. So do we go on from here? Well, I think we can. What do you guys think? You guys like the long 2-hour video. So let's do the 2-hour video. And thank you, honey. I appreciate the water. You knew I didn't have any, huh? Inevitably, if I don't have water in here, I will cough during the video. And then he'll hear me gagging and going, oh no, I have to get her water. He scared me when he opened the door. I didn't realize he was upstairs. I have to share this mug. I don't know if you could see it. This is like a Yeti mug. And on the front of it is a dancing sock monkey. Now, my girlfriend, Shannon Grissom, who is an awesome professional artist, this is her sock monkey. She created a line from her paintings. I was there when she created the very first sock monkey. Well, she came out with a line of products, and this is one of them, and I got one. I absolutely love it. And I believe, did I get this on Amazon? Yeah, it's on Amazon. Isn't that cute? Sock monkey. What's the brand? It doesn't say. Yeah, I got it on Amazon. Yeah, there's actual scan thing on the bottom. Shoot, I could show you that, but then, oh, I got ink on here. So anyway, this is my sock monkey by my famous friend. She was a client at one time. But we met in the chamber and we were ambassadors together. Woo, 25 years ago. Gosh, Shannon, I know you don't watch, but So anyway, she has books out. She's got cards, tarot cards or something like that. I don't know. She's got Sock Monkey on a few things. But she has a Sock Monkey story, which I'll honestly say I encouraged her to write. Told her, do it, girl, do it. She had started it. She was like, I'm like, finish it. You know, I took her oil painting class. I cannot oil paint to save my life. I have so much respect for her because I can't do it. I'm horrible at oil painting. Just the worst. Couldn't figure it out. I love art and everything, and I thought I won her free course, and oh, what a disaster. I bought all the stuff. I won a lot of stuff, and then I bought stuff after that and thought, oh, I'm gonna oil paint like Shannon does. Not so much. Terrible at it. So anyway, that's shannongrissom.com, and then you can find that sock monkey. And she, for a while there, she was actually making sock monkeys out of socks. I don't know if she was selling them. I can't remember. I remember she made a bunch because she had an original that was her mom's, and she was painting it one day. It sits up in her studio. Well, for years it sat up on one of her cabinets. She used to live here where I live, and then they moved away. But yeah, she's an awesome lady. Shannon Grissom. You could probably look her up and see her art. Oh, she has the most gorgeous artwork. A lot of her artwork hangs in our local hospital. So I have pieces of hers. So does Jolene. We both have paintings of hers. And I've got her book and her paintings. And in fact, I bought a book for each one of my grandchildren. And now I have her mug. I'll have to put that on Facebook. Say, look, Shannon, I got your monkey from Amazon. And she's got it on Amazon, no less. That's pretty darn good. All right, so we have our slot pockets, our regular pockets, and these. And so that's today. That's the first hour. And we were able to do 3 different pockets in an hour because I did have it ready to go. I did a whole lot of prep work for that. So let's put that aside. Actually, that should go into our pocket. Did I keep my pocket out? I said I was going to, so I could just pop things into the pocket. Yeah, or pockets. Yep. Here's our pocket. Remember, I told you that's what this was for, was to put our stuff in. There should be 3. No, this one has the 3. Well, we'll just put one in here. We'll put some in here. You never know. Maybe this is what you're going to win. Pockets full of stuff. I haven't said what it's going to be yet, but you know what you got to do, right? So watch the videos and comment, like, and subscribe. You must be a subscriber to win. You must, and I will check. So, all right. Now, the next big thing we're going to do, it's not a big thing. This is a scrap buster. So if you've got scraps, it can be Christmas. It can be anything you want. I don't think I want to leave those there. I want to put them somewhere where I see them, so I put them away. Because then I'll be like, where are my things? Okay, I don't think I need this for the rest of the day. I'm hoping I don't. We're going to do a paper bag project for scraps. Now, I did not do a sample for a reason, because I only have so many scraps, right? So if I did all my scraps on here, I would have nothing to show you, right? So what you're going to do is you're going to take a lunch bag. Now, you can take any lunch bag that you buy. We do sell some, all different sizes. I have all different size lunch bags, but I just grabbed this to show you, what we need to do. Do I have a smaller one? I am sure I do, because that's like huge. I didn't realize that one was so big, because the others I used, this one is big. I mean, well, you can use any size you want, okay? But this is 6 by 12.5. That's a pretty good size lunch baggie. And this one I know is only 5.25, so definitely not as big. I don't know if I can get to my lunch baggies. One sec. We do sell some brown paper bags. I mean, you can get them everywhere, but if you're placing an order for other stuff and you don't have them in your grocery store, or you don't have them at your Dollar Tree, or you just don't have them anywhere, you can get them from us, okay? And I think the size we sell, don't quote me, it will say on the listing in our Etsy shop. Okay, let's see, are they? Yeah, this is the 5.25 by 10.5. So it's a much smaller bag, okay? So the first thing you're going to do with that bag is you are going to take and you're going to cut that off right there. Yeah, these are even bigger than that. Boy, I got all kinds of sizes of bags, don't I? Well, we'll just do it. We'll do it here. I'm going to put this in my paper cutter. And I'm going to cut off right next to this part. I'm not going to cut into that, though. Be very, very careful you don't. So you might want to use scissors, but you want to do that, okay? And then, now that's too wide for what I want to do. I like my pockets about 4 inches tall. So, not my pockets, my strips. I'm going to make strips from these. So what I'm going to do is, I don't want it, we don't need this little bit right here. We got to get rid of that. Absolutely don't need it. You can keep it or throw it away. But now let's see, how wide is that? That's 7 inches. So 3.5, yeah, 3.5 would be kind of in half. Okay, so what we want to do is we want to come up with some strips. I've got different sizes. Oh no, guess what? My next door neighbors got their lawn guys are here. Help me, Mr. Wizard. Not again. Oh, it wouldn't be one of my videos unless we had either sirens or we had lawn guys working. Gardeners, goodness. So then we're going to take our paper bag and we're going to open it up like this. And we're going to find this little where it goes together. You're going to try to pull it off. If you can't, cut it. Okay, you can do either one. And we've now created a long strip. Now, I saw this on Gail Augustinelli's. Hold on a minute, guys. I'm sorry. I'm going to have to close the window. I feel like I'm going to be yelling at you otherwise. Oh my gosh. It's a Friday. I'm making this for Sunday, so forgive me. Alrighty. Where are we at? We're okay. We got time. We got time. We can at least make one. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get out my scrap papers, which hopefully I did not bury anywhere. They're where they're supposed to be. And I've got all kinds of scrap papers. Scraps and scraps and scraps and scraps. No, I don't want those. Those are contemporary. Don't mind me. Oh yes, I've got scraps everywhere. I don't want those. What do I have here? Yes, I have scraps. Okay, so as you can see, I have a lot of scraps. Those are not scraps. Those are full pages. I don't want those. These are somewhat scraps. Maybe I can make them into scraps if I really want to. I'm going to put those there. This is definitely scrappy. Those aren't scraps yet, so put those out. Sorry, this does take a minute. These are scraps, but not, you know, so we're going to have to see how we do. The goal is to take your scraps, kind of figure out where to put things here. I have some that are already, these are strips, and a lot of them are already, they're on the back of sticky paper, but you could use strips or scraps, however you want to do it. You want to pick 3 colors that you think would be good together. You can pick any size you want. Okay. You just want 3 scraps. They could be as wide or as skinny as you want. And probably as long as you want, but I'm going to do this. And we're going to create scrap strips. Does that make sense? Bigger strips than this. So I'm going to cut off the stuff that I don't want. There we go. And I'm going to put that in the middle. I'm going to put that one on the bottom. And I'm going to put that one on the top. Okay. And we're going to glue it. Normally we would glue it. But because I have, this is on sticker paper. This is actually, no, yes. There we go. I'm going to start at the edge and I'm going to put it down. Normally I would just glue that. Just pretend I glued it. I'm cheating a little bit here, but it works for the video, right? And then we're going to glue this next strip on. So we're pretending to glue, glue, glue. You'll glue. Oh, is this not one? Oh, maybe it's not. No, it's not on a, or is it? Yes, it is. I'm going to have to do some gluing. I just unglued it. Oops. I pulled it off of the paper it was on. Okay. So let me, oh. So we're going glue, glue, glue. You can use a glue stick, whatever works for you. Try to go to the edge. I didn't do very good there. I'll trim it up. Then I'm going to add this last one, which I can see the strip. I don't know which way it goes, and I don't care. I'm just going to put it on there. It's kind of best to either go off the edge or go over and then trim it back. Okay, so we have our first line of those done. I don't want to cheat the whole way. Well, I could. I don't want to use up all my faux strips. These are all on paper, and I love them. These are washi strips for Christmas. Yes, obviously. Go figure, right? That actually should be. I think I took them out of another bag and just threw them in here. Okay. That's the easy way to do it if you already have some strips cut. Because, you know, a lot of people, you work on a project and you end up with like a ton of strips, right? Like I have, I think in here, do I have a lot in here? Well, I have a bunch in here, but these are all contemporary and I don't want to use contemporary papers right now. So do I have strip in here? Yep, I do. I got some strips here. What have I got? Oops. Up. That's one. There's one there. I can cut that strip off. Okay, let me put this. Where did I get that out of? Did I get that out of here? I think I did get that out of there, didn't I? No, I couldn't have that. Something completely different. I don't know where I just got that from, but well, we're going to put it maybe I did get that out of there. I don't know. Yeah, I did. I think I was working on a particular project. And sometimes when you're working on a project, you know, you put all your stuff together. And then you've got like 25 scrap projects going. I'm looking for another paper that would look good with that. I'll put that down there. Ooh. I see a nice strip. Yeah. Let's use that. I've got a ton. See, I've got these. Like, you get these. You end up with all these long, cool strips. Ooh. I only want to use 3. Maybe I'll use those 3. I'll use those 3 for this one. We're going to maybe make a couple. All right. So what I want to do is I'm going to put that on there. Oh, that's awful wide. Okay. Now, forgive me. I'm going to have to go over to Bertha. And, oh, of course, she is loaded with papers. Because in order to make my video on Saturday, I had to pull down a whole bunch of stuff away from my window. Away from my window to do it. I don't know how wide I need that to be. Let me see. So we have that one. We have that one. And I need that to be about there. So we're going to cut that closer to half, right? Bertha is my guillotine cutter. I don't like to bring her to the desk. She's unwieldy. She's not humongous. Someone said, oh, I thought she'd be bigger. Well, she's big enough for me to pick up, you know. And if you're constantly picking it up and putting it down, picking it up, putting it down, you know, it's hard on my shoulders, so I don't do it. I can help it. Okay. So here, let me move this off because I'm having trouble. Like I said, I'm discombobulated. Forgive me. Okay. So we have 3 strips that we want to use, and we'll just put one over the other. How's that? That's the, oh, that's a 49 in market paper. I can tell. Isn't that funny how I know some papers like crazy and others I'm like, I don't know. And where's my mat? That little mat ain't gonna cut it. So anyway, my daughter and I were talking about my life and all the things that my husband and I have done together, I've done by myself. And she's like, wow, Mom, that's amazing. And some of it she remembers, you know. I mean, it started with me doing craft shows with my mom when I was a little girl. Not only did I do ballet and tennis and ride bikes and roller skate like every other kid, right? I also would work my mom's craft shows with her from a very young age. I used to remember going to the big auditorium, the community center downtown. What's it called? I don't know if I can remember. Henry? I know there's a big community center. It's really old. I think it's still there, downtown San Jose. And helping my mom set up for the shows and decorate the big giant trees with these angel dolls that she made, which is where that pretty gold trim that I always say, oh yeah, my mom used to craft with this. She used to put it on her angels. That's where she used that trim on those gold angel dolls, and she did this whole tree, angel tree. In fact, it encouraged me to do a teddy bear tree when we had our cell phone store, and we donated to the chamber a tree. We made a huge teddy bear tree. I had a lot of teddy bears left over from my aromatherapy business. I had aromatherapy teddy bears. There were 4. They each had their own scent inside. Aromatherapy was really big in the late 90s, in 2000. And that's when I made those. But anyway, that encouraged me to make that. So I used to do those shows with my mom. Then we did a street fair in Willow Glen where the Eichler homes were. Eichler is, for those of you who are buffs for interior design, Eichler are the mid-century modern homes that were built in the 60s. And there was a neighborhood where there were Eichler homes. They were the hottest new thing. And everybody wanted an Eichler home, but you couldn't get, it was real hard to get a hold of them. And they were mid-century modern, and we would have this giant street festival there. And we did that street festival for, I don't know, 10, 15 years. I probably still have all the mugs from the shows because I think I kept them all. We got a mug when we would check in. We'd each get a mug because we would go at 4, and we'd load up the car the night before. We had a station wagon, Miss Betty, and we would load her up, Betty Blue, and we would load her up in the middle of the night, and then we would go and sit. At 4 in the morning, we would get up and go and sit and get in line to get a space, to get a good spot. Because we had a street we wanted to be on in a certain particular place. And the only way to do that was as if you got in line. So I'd be asleep in the car napping, and Mom would have a treat, a donut or milk or something for me to eat, you know, for breakfast. And then we'd have a sandwich or breakfast. Well, I think we had like a breakfast egg sandwich, but she would make them. You know, we didn't have McDonald's then. And this was the 60s. And then we would go set up our booth as soon as it was light. We were allowed to go in as soon as it was light. We could go in and set up our booth. And we'd get out the 6-foot tables and tablecloths, and Mom would show me how to do inventory and how to place it, you know. She would stick stuff on boxes and cover it with fabric and lace. And so there were risers, you know, I learned about that. And I learned how to handle the cash box, how to make change. Well, I already knew how to make change. My dad taught me real young. And she really handled the money. But I would help the customers, which they thought I was the most adorable thing. Because there's this little girl. I don't know, I was probably 10 maybe. I don't know. Maybe, maybe 10. Sitting with my mom all day selling. And she had a friend in the neighborhood, so we had a bathroom to use. I got to go inside the house and, you know, use the restroom during the show because it was like, you couldn't sit there all day. There's just no way. I mean, that's a long day. Because, I mean, we're talking starting at 4 in the morning, and we would go clear till 5 o'clock, 5 or 6, unless we sold out. And only if we sold out and the judges allowed, it was a juried show, so they'd say, oh, okay, you can go. So then when I got married, I still did the show. And my daughter said she thought she remembered doing it with us. So maybe I was still doing it when she was little. I know we did it for years and years and years and years and years. And either that or I took her to it after. But she's probably remembering some of the other outdoor shows I did with my mom. We would do it in various parks and things. But that neighborhood one was my absolute favorite. Okay, so now we have strips. Now, if you wanted to keep going, you could take another bag, do some more, or another strip, because we had 2 strips, right? That is a hot mess. I don't want to keep that. There we go. Oh, Tom's crying. Wonder where Daddy went. Maybe Daddy went to go get lunch. He probably didn't bring it back yet. Probably went to get some more lunch. Let me grab some more papers. Oh, Tommy. It's okay, buddy. Yeah, he gets this thing when his daddy leaves him. He cries and cries and cries for hours until he comes back. He is a daddy's boy. He does not last. See, there he goes. He does not like it when daddy leaves him. Tom, calm down. Oh my gosh, he's going crazy. He is not a happy kitty cat. He wants his daddy. Oh, look, I had one that's cut skinny enough. Okay. Yeah, Daddy must have left because I don't hear him talking to Tom. And Tommy is a daddy's boy. He sits on Daddy's lap every single morning. Dad has his coffee, and the minute he drinks his last sip, Tommy's in his lap. And then Tommy takes over and steals the chair for a little while. And so my husband will go sit on the couch. Hold on. My husband goes and sits on the couch, and then he crawls up in his lap and sits there for hours. Won't let him get up while he looks at his iPad. He's like, no, you gotta stay here, Dad. You're not going anywhere. And then when I open my bedroom door, because if I let him in, he'll keep me awake. He won't let me sleep. So when I open my bedroom door, he comes and runs in, jumps on the bed as fast as he can, and lays down with me for a little while. So he's a mom and dad's boy for sure. Okay, so we just want to use 3 strips every time. Let's go this way. I like that. These are going to be pretty. You'll see what I'm going to do with them. Yeah, there's excuse me, I have the hiccups. There is a method to my madness. I promise I am doing something with this mess, but you can see what you can do with your strips. Now, you could do little pieces, okay? But you only want thirds. So if you have tiny little third, use third. You can use, the strips are easier for me, but you could certainly take all of your, let me show you, all of your like smaller bits and go 3 up, okay? But you want to do it in thirds. So no matter what you use, whether you use long strips or you use a bunch of little skinny pieces, like a bunch, like I kind of did here, you could do it that way too, right? So, there's a right and a wrong to some of this. I'm going to kind of, okay, let's do this one. What am I after? Glue strip. So anyway, let's go back to the show. So I used to do those shows with my mom. So that was one of the first earliest things I remember doing and meeting so many people, so many of my mom's friends and so many I met the mayor of San Jose. I met the councilman, Mineta, who the airport is named after. I mean, I met a lot of people with, you know, my mom's crafting world. And then, you know, as I grew up, I did the shows with her. We used to do them out at the Villages in San Jose, which was a community that they lived in. And was a golf course community that they lived in. Kind of like Ridgemark Golf and Country Club, where we have here. That was a golf and country club they lived at. And when they moved out of our home that we grew up in for our whole lives, they sold the house not long after I got married. And my dad went to work up in Marin as a county manager for a title and escrow company. And so they moved there. And so I did shows with her. We were in parades. In elementary school, I used to march in the Thanksgiving Day parade with the safety patrol. And that was fun. We got to march all through downtown San Jose on Thanksgiving weekend. And giant parade. That was just like crazy. We were leading the parade, myself and 3 other people. And then our whole crew, we all had a little routine we did. And that was very fun. Starting young, right? And then after that, we did here in our town, my husband, myself, and the kids were all in the parades here. The kids through the school, because the school did a lot of parades. But I did through my chamber and then even through my business. I had a convertible, so we drove the convertible. My daughter drove the pickup. Well, my husband drove pickups in his pickup in the parades for the kids for the high school. I mean, we were busy, active people. Used to do the craft shows here in town, and then I graduated to doing craft shows internationally, or not internationally, but nationally, all over the United States. Did the professional gift shows and trade shows, and met so many people. And here, okay, so let's stop talking now. Let's do some work. Tell you some more stories in a bit. Okay. They're a little ripply just because the paper bag is soft. When it's completely dry, I think it'll be better. I'm not sure which way I want to do. I want to do it that way, I think. And then I want it to go that way. So what I want to do now is we want to turn these into pockets for our journals. Now, I like my pockets about 4 to 4.5 inches. Okay. So I'm going to pull out my little bit bigger, my Tim, call this my Tim cutter. Oh, these are wet. They need to dry. That's the problem with glue stick in the winter is it just doesn't dry as fast as I would like. Now, one thing you can do to speed up your drying time is to use your hands. If your hands are warm, just place them on your, screwing up my ring there. Place them on your product, right? And the heat from your hands, believe it or not, will help that glue stick dry so much quicker, right? It just does, because it's almost like putting a glue gun on there. I could do that. Not a glue gun, a heat gun. Boy, see, words. Having trouble with words. I so apologize, guys. I could tell it rained. The air feels wet here. It just feels wet. The air in the house even feels wet. I probably should turn on the heater. We haven't turned on the heater from the storm. So I'm going to cut these into 4-inch sections. I'm going to go, well, first of all, I'm going to trim up the end because it's a mess. So let's put that up. Now, Tim Holtz, who created this cutter, says to cut down here. Don't cut up here if you can help it. You get a better cut, he says. Okay, so now I'm going to put this in here. And I'm going to go 4 inches. Now let's go 4.5 is a better pocket. We don't want to go 5.5 because then you're getting into I'm going to go 4 3/4. I'm going to go 4 3/4. I'm going to go, yep. And I'm going to cut that. And then I'm going to go and do another 4 3/4 right there. See what you get? Isn't that cool? Now you're going to put an image on these. What we're going to do, is that 4 3/4? Yeah. Let's see, what do we have here? How long is this one? This is 8 inches, so we'll just go 4 inches on this one. Make 2 smaller pockets. Well, that didn't make 2 smaller pockets. I did not measure that right, but that's okay. That's a good size one, pocket. And it doesn't have to be a pocket. It could be a journal card. I was trying to make a bunch of pockets, but journal card's okay. This one is 12. I'm still going to do, I'm going to do 4.5 on this one. And I usually do these by eye versus by measurement, so it's kind of weird because I like my, I think 4.5. I like my pockets at 4.5, and then you got this tiny little one. So the smaller ones, I think we just make into like a little journal card or something, but these can be pockets, right? So there we go. And now you have, by just doing a strip, you've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets and a little journal card. Just in like really quickly, just by filling up that strip. I could have done the whole strip, but I just was getting to a point where it's like, well, we're doing a video and we're running out of time, right? So we want to put some images. Now I didn't prep that image thing because I didn't know if I would get to this today. So I don't have it. I like that booty on the bottom, honestly. On that one. Yep, I like it on the top on that one. And I like that on the bottom. So what we are going to do, still keeping my hands on there to keep them warm, is I am going to get out my little hole punch. I'm going to make a thumb notch. Okay. And now you could do a couple together if you feel like your hole punch will nope, I like it like that. And I like it like that. So you put them together. Punch a few together. Yep, that makes it faster. And I like that like that. And these are pretty close in size, so it's not too bad. And there we go. And then I'll just do this one by itself because it's not gonna. And this one, do I want that as a pocket? It could be a pocket, yeah. I mean, I do pockets of all sizes and shapes, don't I? I don't know what I'm being precious for. And this one I feel like is too small for a pocket. So I think what I'll do with this one. Ooh, that's a mess. Okay. Let me grab itty bitty here. Miss Minnie. This is my little Miss Minnie. Little Miss Minnie is a journal card. And so we are going to just, we're not going to need that, that's for sure. We are going to, I've been wanting to do this project with my strips. I have a bunch more strips, so I'll probably, you know, make a few. I don't know, maybe I'll just stop with these. I'm not sure. I'm just going to 1/4 inch round it. And I just noticed that that's kind of a mess right there. Let me fix this. Ooh, there we go. Okay, I want to make sure they're all where I want them. All right, there we go. There we go. So I have my Timmy and my Minnie And my Bertha. Miss Bertha. Big Bertha. So those are my cutters. Now that you've been introduced to all of my cutters. I name some of my tools. Not all of them, but every now and then I'll name something. We used to name our cars. Did you guys ever do that? We've always named our cars in our family. We had Priscilla. She was a purple, oh gosh, what kind of car was she? Oh, well, it was a two-door, kind of a sporty car that I had for a while after when the kids went off to school, high school, and they really didn't need me to drive them around everywhere. And then I really realized that that wasn't going to work because everybody's always trying to go somewhere with me. And I was like, oh my gosh, I ended up trading it in for a minivan. But my car had been purple. It was a really deep plummy purple, and her name was Priscilla. I forget what we called the Chevy Venture, the van. She had a name too. Oh, Mally. She was a malachite green. I named her Mally. And yeah, she took us all everywhere. We bought a van, my husband and I, because we wanted to do some traveling, right? Thought, well, we can have a van. We can take more luggage, do stuff. And of course, the kids wanted to go everywhere we were going. In fact, my son they lost their limo for their senior prom. So they took my van. And of course, it was one of the hottest days of the year. It was in May, and it decided to be like 100-something degrees. The van air conditioning quit working on them. So they were all like stifling hot. But after prom, they all went off to the beach in the van. I wasn't real thrilled about that when I found out later that's what they did. But, you know, what are you going to do? It was after the fact. Boys will be boys. So, yeah. And what do we call our station wagon? We had Woody. We had a beautiful kind of blue jean blue sparkly station wagon with wood on the side, wood strips, wood grain on the side of it. So we called her Woody. Yep. And we had what did we call the white car we had that I wanted? So it was a Buick Regal. And what did we name her? I think she was Princess because she was a princess car. Oh my gosh, she was just gorgeous. We bought her used because we couldn't afford a new one, but she ended up being the car from hell. She was a money pit. Oh, every time we turned around, something was wrong with her. We finally got her fixed and traded her in because we're like, we're done with this car. We just can't take it anymore. And the dealership couldn't wait to get their hands on it because at the time, they were really hard to get a hold of. So, and my husband had dropped in an engine and he'd done the transmission. And it was just one thing after another. And we finally said, this car is just eating us alive. And we finally had to get rid of it. But it was a Buick Regal and I loved it. I don't think that's the one. I don't think my mom bought it for me. I can't remember who bought it. Somebody I knew bought it for me. My girlfriend had one and I had one. We both had them. I wanted one real bad. So she goes out, her and her husband go buy it, and I was mad at her. I'm like, hey, that's my car. What are you doing buying my car? So we both were driving around in our Buick Regals. We thought we were hot stuff. My best friend and I at the time. Well, she's still one of my best buddies. She's in Georgia, but she's going to move to the coast, the little booger, southern coast. Alabama, I think. I don't know. Whatever's on the coast. I don't know. Somewhere. She isn't sure yet. They're looking for a house. But I told her, wow, you're going to be right in hurricane country. Brave girl. But she was originally from Tennessee. I met her in California when we were in kindergarten. She moved away for a little while, came back. All through high school and junior high, we were best friends. We were inseparable in each other's weddings. At each other's baptisms of our kids. We went everywhere and did everything together. She finally got to retire, and her husband's about to sell off his business and completely retire, so they are looking to move out of Georgia. They had a house on the lake for years and a boat. That girl, she's lived a life too. She's lived a life too. Okay. Now we have all these fabulous pockets. I don't have time to decorate them all, but let me see if I have some stuff cut out that I've got pre-cut that we could just slap on there. 1 second. I know what I'm looking for, if I can find them. Yes, there's one set. Are both sets there? Yes, they're both there. Okay. I have my fairies. Remember we were using fairies for a while? Cute. Do I have bigger ones? I have bigger ones, but I don't know that they're cut out. I don't know that I got them. Is the big or the small? Well, these aren't the bigger ones. These are the little ones. Well, yeah, I guess they are the bigger ones. I don't know. Yeah, I did 2 up and full size because the full size seemed too big. Yeah, these are the little 2 ups. Yeah, those are the bigger ones. Well, we'll just use one of these. She's so cute. Oh my gosh. I love her. You know what I want to do is, I need a mat. Any mat will do. I wanted to not cut off all the hair and all of her hair and everything. And so, you know, these are very detailed, so they take a lot of fussy cutting, and depending upon when I did it, I might have been half asleep, but I want to see what I have here. Then I want to put her on. Actually, she'd just be darling on that little journal card, wouldn't she? Okay, I feel where I did not get glue here is bugging me to no end. That's a problem with me and a glue stick. I don't know if I did this the same as Gail did it, but I took her basic idea. So, oh, she is cute. Do I want anything behind her? You know what I'm going to want. You know. So I don't have to go dig out a tray full. Let me see here. There we go. I'm looking for my paper scraps. There we go. I just want a little something behind her. I have a little bit of music paper behind her is what I want. That's the wrong color. I have some really old music paper here. I mean, it's fragile. And I just want to put a little behind her. No, you can't even tell that's music paper though. You can tell that's music paper. I don't like the color. I don't know. I'm struggling with that. I don't have a color in there I want. Oh, yeah, I do. All these little pockets need to go into a full bucket, a tray or something, because they're driving me crazy running around on my desk. Oh, that's so cute. So let me... And I've got stuff everywhere, guys. Where I have a little bits of lace, which is what I keep these little bits of lace for, is to just put behind something like that. I just want a tiny little bit. You'll see, because it just needs to peek out. I thought I had some red lace in here. Or I have a bigger one of these, maybe. Yeah. Just a scrap. That's all you need. That's what I keep my scraps for. So let's do this. Let's get this glued on. And let's get some... Sometimes I do keep the most ridiculously tiny pieces of lace, and I think to myself, what are you doing? What I'm going to do is I'm going to glue it on behind her, and that way I have it where I want it, right? Oh, I'm so hungry. What time is it? Oh my gosh, I can't believe how late it is. I am starving. Hopefully my hubby brought home my lunch. Let me put that on there because I do not want that to dry out. And I'm using the Fabri-Tac because I have lace. Otherwise, I would just use my regular art glitter glue. Did I? No, I didn't. Isn't she adorable? What about cute, right? Cute, cute, cute. Can you see that? Let me stand up. Isn't she cute? So we just can find images for all of these others, and it could be any kind of image you want to use, right? Let me see what time we're at. Are we at 2 hours? Hour 45. Ooh, we are there, guys. We like to do these pretty close to 2 hours, don't we? I am actually looking for... Let me put these back where they belong, because then I'll be looking for them going, where did I put those? Okay. I'll be fussing at myself. No, I have to put that in one of them. Okay, so that one's done. And she could have like a little tab at the top or whatever you want. We have this one, which I do have bigger ones, but I don't have any cut out that would fit that. But I do have... let me check my trays because... Oh, maybe it is that tray. You know, remember I kept hearing a bean? I don't know who that was or what that was that I kept hearing. That was the strangest thing, huh? Maybe it was a Greg's. Oh, I have those, and I have those. Okay, so those are pre-cut. I could put one of those on there, right? I could, right? Oh, gosh. I just standing on my head here. Okay, we don't need that. Let's see what we can do. Would you guys like to see things decorated? I'm not going to do them all. It's going to be impossible for me to do. I do like that. I'd like to see her on something, but I don't know what yet. What else she'd be with. That. Let's do... I got a bunch of these guys cut out. Well, maybe not 100% cut, but... I was like, could I... Nope, those are too tall. He's too tall. Is that the... Yeah, that's the tallest, because they're all the same height, right? Aren't they all? Yeah, they're pretty much... They're all the same height. They should be, right? Okay, so... He's too tall. But he's not. He's very bright, though. Let's use him on one. I kind of like him on that. But I'm not going to leave him with that white edge. You'll see what I'm going to do in just a minute. These are Amy at Crafty Cats all-in-one journal. That's what these are. Okay, and what I'm going to do is what I did before is I'm going to do this. This is a little trick. I'm going to be cleaning that mat after this. I'm going to take all my mats downstairs and give them a good cleaning. I run them in the bathtub too, I guess, if I didn't want to take them downstairs. All right, so that got rid of all of the white because I just kiss cut these. I didn't fussy cut them like to the nth degree. But I did these at what, 1:30 in the morning when I couldn't sleep one day. Oh yeah, he's adorable. Let me see if I have. for my music paper trays. I know I have them. Okay, which one has the music paper in it? This one. Here's one. This is the color I want. That's what I was looking for. Sorry, excuse my head. Excuse my head. Okay. Gosh, guys, I have a huge mess to clean up here. All right. Now, as far as I know, we are going to do a couple more weeks of the weekend retreat. That's my plan, and we'll see. We'll see how I'm feeling, how things are going in general, you know, whether I can keep going with it or whether I need to stop for holidays because it's just getting too much. I mean, I do have 6 official grandchildren and 1 unofficial one that we do shop for Christmas. We have decorations to do. You know, I have my own Christmas to prep for, and crafting that I might want to do for my house and for the shop. So I don't know if I'll be able to do a lot more, but we'll see. We'll take it a day. I don't really want that in there. I don't want that on there. Oh, that's a little tall. I thought that was the right height, but it's not. Ooh, look at that cute little music bit. This is the way you build the layers. You just do like that, okay? And I do not want to see sharp edges, so I'm just going to stick it in my little corner rounder. Yes, this is vintage, but I'm still going to put a little ink on it. Not a lot, just to get rid of any, like where I ripped it off and it's white. I don't want white showing. That is not cool for me. This is vintage, so I am going to use this on it. Because I did notice my others that it would. That's crooked. Oh, there we go. This is acid-free, by the way, this glue. So at least I believe that's what it said on it. I gotta look. Someone asked me if I worried about using glues that had acid in them. I said no, because I'm not making historical, long-term, you know, pieces that gotta last 100 years. You know, I'm not. So isn't that cute? We can add a word or a saying to that, and that would be adorable. I have words. Where are my words? And then that's going to be it for today. We have done a ton of crafting today. Hopefully I've given you some more fun projects to play with. I hope I have. Anyway, I'm looking to see if I have some things that are cut out. Eat, drink, and be merry. Yeah, that's cute, but doesn't quite fit Santa. We wish you a Merry Christmas is too long. Cookies and milk. Cookies and milk is cute because Santa and his cookies and milk, right? That's a thing, right? At least in our house, it always was. I always loved cookies and milk when I was growing up, and with my kids, we did. I don't want to do ho ho ho. I put that on something else already, so let's do cookies and milk. I think that fits him. We can put that on there. And these sayings are by Calico Collage. I think she still has an Etsy shop. I don't know. A lot of people closed their Etsy shops with all the problems we were having in the world. A lot of Etsy shops closed down, especially digital shops, because the EU was causing some problems and creating all kinds of havoc with Etsy stores, including our own. We kind of had to. We even shut our digital shop down, a Jewel Design, Jolene's shop. I say ours because I do have a few things in there. But yeah, we closed ours until we could find out if Etsy was going to back us and do the paperwork necessary for us to to, so we just don't sell to any EU countries. We only sell to non-EU countries, and that took care of that, and we could reopen the shop. And a lot of other people just didn't bother to reopen their Etsy store. So there are a lot of shops that I may show you that are no longer around, and I apologize if that's the case, because between that and the tariff issue, a lot of businesses have gone and closed their doors. So I'm sad. And of course, a lot don't sell to the U.S., and we don't sell to other countries, and not because we don't want to, we do. But life has gotten very difficult right now. Thanks to somebody who shall remain nameless, who shall not be named. He who shall not be named. All right. Because we don't do political here, so we'll leave it. We'll leave it. We'll leave it. All right, you guys, that is our fun day today. I'm going to leave that off to the side. And here we made 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 pockets and a journal card. Okay, so we made that. And then we made, oops, I always do that. I put everything in that little envelope. And then I realized, dummy, you've got to show those at the end. But they'll live there when they're not being used, right? Or shown or whatever. So here is our projects for today. We made these little goodies. We made pockets. We made ephemera. We made slit pockets. And we made a whole bunch of journal pockets. So that is today's, that's number 4 of our weekend retreat. So I hope you enjoyed that. I'm not sure when I'll see you, but I think next weekend for another project, which would probably be the bag one. So try to get a hold of the bags, and we can put that together. And we can also, in addition to that project, we'll try to make some of the things that are in the bag so that you guys have some stuff to decorate it with. That might be just a 1-day retreat. I don't know if that'll be a 1 or 2 day. I'm not sure. And then, of course, there's our final big project, but that is a winter project, not so much a Christmas project. At least for me, it's probably going to be, you know, more of the snowy winter look, not so much Christmas, because I'm pretty much ready to be done with Christmas and get kind of burned out on it and really wanting to put it away. So I want to thank you for watching Weekend Retreat with the Vintage Paper Girl. I've truly enjoyed every minute with you guys, and I love you all very much. Hugs and kisses. See you soon. Bye-bye.